Welcome to My Lines, brought to you by Colin Boynton. Welcome to the latest episode of my poetry podcasts, a place to share my world of words. I write about things I've seen or heard or done, so my inspiration to write my lines can happen anytime and anywhere. The poems I've chosen this week range from some of my very first writings and bring you up to date with my latest work. The first piece I've chosen is called Next Time. Sitting by the fireside, the lights are turned down low, and once again the thought occurs, where did the years all go? A tear may fall, a smile break out, while thinking of what's gone. The memories keep on coming through, slowly, one by one. Suddenly the silence breaks, a clock begins to chime. The memories are chased away until another time. My next poem this week is another very early piece and is called Slow Down. What's the point in rushing? Time goes by too fast. No sooner has the day begun when soon the day is past. Take some time in what you do, enjoy the world around. Take a look at life about, listen to each sound. Your world will seem a different place, wondrous and new. Your life will feel much richer with everything you do. This next piece was written when someone I had known for some time was moving away from the district in which I lived and is called Before We Say Goodbye. Let's take another glass of wine before we say goodbye. Share a hug, shake my hand, but please try not to cry. I know that we will meet again, although I don't know where. And after all that we've been through, we have so much to share. Memories of some things we've done, places we've been to. All the things we ever saw, the people that we knew. And when we meet up once again, in the years to come, we'll once again remember all that we have done. Before I move on to my next piece, I will explain that because it can be some time between writing pieces, it can take a while between books. I also took time out from my usual writing when I wrote a couple of children's books, written in verse form. I also wrote a short story which originally started out as a long poem I'd written, followed a while later by another quite long poem, and I started to realise that the two pieces belonged together, so I finished the whole thing off by writing middle sections, and eventually published the whole thing as a short story. After this short break, I started again with my usual format. The following piece, picking up where I had left off, and is called Journey, which is quite often what I feel I am on as I write. The bridge seemed very narrow, strong and made of stone, when I stood there quietly, thinking all alone, and watching water flowing by, a slow and lazy stream, when ripples from a raindrop awoke me from my dream. Where I'd been I soon forgot, my dream now washed away by the falling raindrops that fell on me that day. I headed for some shelter underneath a tree, its branches low and leafy soon protected me. I stood there in my shelter and watched the falling rain, the raindrops falling from the leaves time and time again. I stood and watched in wonder, the minutes ticking by. The rain fell much more heavily from dark clouds in the sky, and forming puddles on the ground, not far from the tree, slowly growing drip by drop, but not a drop on me. Awoken from my daydreams, once more I looked around. The sky was getting brighter while rain fell to the ground, and way beyond the branches, high up in the sky, a rainbow spread its colours to wave the rain goodbye. I stepped out from my shelter and started on my way, across the bridge and up the hill, into a sunny day. I went through a period of bereavement when life was difficult to be part of. Everything stopped and I found it very difficult to pick up the pieces of my life. The next piece was written as I was coming out of that dark period and is called The Courage You Don't Lack. Face the world and face your fears. There might be worse to come. Take your heart, take your mind, just do what must be done. Take a step and then one more, as hard as it may be. No one's really watching you. Well, who cares what they see? Have they faced the same fears and been there all alone, walking in the darkness and facing the unknown? It may take lots of courage, it's something you don't lack. Just face toward the future, make sure you don't look back. And as you make that first step, the next one's not so bad. Although you move on slowly, you'll find it makes you glad. Glad you made the effort, glad you took a chance, glad that you're back living and joining in life's dance. I'm very sure this next piece will ring true with many people and is called Rumour Has It. Isn't it amazing the stories that you hear, tales of this and tales of that, coming to my ear? But I'm the only person who knows just what is true, and I'm the only person who knows just what to do. I know what's truth or rumour, and I'm not letting on. Let the rumours fly around, I know what's right or wrong. I do not have to tell them, I don't have to disclose. All I'll do is wear a smile and finger to my nose. It's my business, not theirs. I love nature and like to spend time looking out of the window to see what nature has sent into the garden. The birds I see always bring pleasure whenever I see them. The next piece is inspired by such and is called Singing a Song. Hey Mr. Robin, sitting in my tree, I've been watching you for ages, is it me you've come to see? Your breast is very bright and your song is really sweet. To listen to you every day really is a treat. You're joined by Mr. Blackbird, who seems to be your friend. The songs you sing together gives pleasure without end. I love the songs you're singing, you seem to have no fear. I'm glad you come here every day to give my heart some cheer. My final piece this week is very new. It's not even been published in a book, but that will soon come, as it's almost finished now. This piece is called And Why Shouldn't I? I still can read a comic book and laugh at what I see. I still can watch a cartoon film, my mind is young and free. I like to sometimes play the fool or play a trick or two. I don't care what my age is now, it won't stop what I do. I do not want to grow old with grace and dignity. I want to just enjoy myself, my heart is young and free. I sometimes like to do the things I know I should not do. Who gives a care at my age now, with all that I've been through? There's still a little piece of child that's deep inside of me, and now and then I take the chance to let the child be free. And when I do those little things that I like to do, I know that I am being honest, me, and true. That was my choice for this week's episode. I hope you've enjoyed the journey from my early pieces through to my latest and as yet unpublished work. Each of the poems chosen has been taken from my books, from the first to my last as yet unpublished book. All my books are available either from myself or direct from my publishers. For more details, see my website www.collinscorner.co.uk. Thank you for joining me today, and I hope you will join me once again next week for another episode of My Lines.